Hey folks! Another episode of Creature Commandos just dropped, and it's by far the saddest one yet. This episode focuses on Weasel'S backstory, and we finally get a look at the apocalyptic future scenes that DC recently teased. Now it's time to break down every detail in this episode and see if any more heroes show up in this end-of-the-world scenario for the DCU. Stick around for all the deets! Welcome to Comic Chronicles. Episode 4 of Creature Commandos delivers a major impactful moment in Weasel'S life, while also continuing the main plot events. We've got some twists, especially involving the main villain of the series, and we'll see how the Creature Commandos team reacts to the current situation. It's a big week for the DCU. We had the Superman trailer drop and another episode of Creature Commandos. If you don't want to miss anything about this new DCU, this is the best place to stay in the loop: news, rumors, reviews, and more. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing and get all the first-hand info. Thanks a lot. Now let's dive into the video. Rick Flag Sr. says goodbye to Princess Ilana because Creature Commandos just took down Cersei and they're bringing her to the States. Ilana and Flag seem to be getting closer, even a bit romantic, but she suggests to Flag that they should just take Cersei out instead of locking her up. Flag dodges the topic and says goodbye to her. The episode cuts to Belle Reve, where John Economos, who appeared in the Suicide Squad in Peacemaker, is having a chat with a lawyer named Elizabeth, who represents Weasel. She corners Economos to find out where her client is. There's a detail in this scene that connects back to Peacemaker, as Economos mentions how he got hurt in the fight against an alien invasion, just like we saw at the end of Peacemaker. Next, Flag's team arrives at Belle Reve, and Flag tells Bride that despite the trouble she caused, her performance in the mission was solid. He wants her on any future teams they might form. Meanwhile, Frankenstein watches Bride and Flag from a helicopter and quickly assumes they're having an affair since Bride is laughing while chatting with him. This highlights Frankenstein's intense jealousy and insecurity about his looks. Just seeing Bride giggle and Flag's nice beard leads him to think they're together. This drives Frankenstein to take out the guys with him in the helicopter. Elizabeth then meets with Weasel and refers to him as John Doe, which, for those who don't know, is a collective pseudonym used to say that someone's identity is unknown or intentionally hidden. Elizabeth argues with Rick Flag Sr., who states that Weasel was convicted of taking the lives of 27 innocent kids, but Elizabeth counters that he was wrongfully convicted and that only 8 kids died. She's there because she's been trying to get in touch with her client for 3 days, but he's been busy with the monster team. After that, Cersei is brought in for questioning with Amanda Waller, and we learn that the villain can't cast magic without her hands, which explains why she lost so easily to Weasel in the previous episode. While this explanation makes sense upon reflection, it doesn't change the fact that Cersei was nerfed here in the series. During the interrogation, Cersei claims her intention was to take Princess Ilana's life to save the world, and if Waller doesn't believe her, she can see the future about to happen, as she has the gift of clairvoyance. Waller enters the interrogation room and asks the witch to show her the future she's talking about. Cersei then dives into Amanda's mind, and we finally see the scenes that Warner previewed for Creature Commandos, where many heroes are dead, the country is bombed, and Princess Ilana seems to be at the center of it all, apparently commanding an army that includes Gorilla Grodd. This scene is one of the best in Creature Commandos, showing the apocalyptic future and revealing Ilana's badass look while also giving us glimpses of heroes who will appear in the DCU. Along with Superman, Starfire, and Peacemaker being lifeless, we also see Supergirl in her Woman of Tomorrow outfit, Booster Gold, Hawkgirl in the look from the Superman trailer, Wonder Woman, Robin, Vigilante from Peacemaker, Batman, Mr. Terrific, and others that are tough to identify. Yeah, folks, in addition to the details I mentioned in the last episode video, which you can check out by clicking the card that's popping up now, we had Batman's first appearance in the DCU. Notice he's not rocking a blue cape but a black one, and sadly, we can't see his suit because it's covered by the cape. Just like the debate around Superman's suit, whether it should have undies or not, people are always discussing on social media if the DCU Batman suit should have that yellow oval around the symbol. Honestly, I really want to see the yellow symbol on Batman's suit to differentiate it from what we see in the Batman. This also confirms that Robert Pattinson's Batman isn't going to be a part of the DCU. Even though James Gunn is consistently shooting down rumors about this, there's always an insider broadcasting on social media that the Batman will merge with the DCU. I really don't get the need for that to happen. Bringing the DCU Batman closer to the comics would be awesome. A vibe like Arkham Asylum could work really well in live action, especially with the addition of that yellow oval on the chest. Anyway, getting back to the episode, as I mentioned in past videos, while these scenes are bizarre and it's cool to get a glimpse of some heroes already in the universe, I highly doubt it's going to pan out since I don't think Ilana will be a live-action villain or the big threat in this first chapter of the DCU. I actually believe they'll wrap it all up in Creature Commandos. Waller is shaken by the vision and tells Flag she believes what she saw. Then Amanda calls in a Themyscira specialist to test Circe's clairvoyance, and it's crucial to note that some government agents, like Waller or even Flag, know about Themyscira's existence. The specialist mentions that Circe previously warned Themyscira about a tsunami heading for the island. Some took refuge in higher ground, and 1 hour later, the tsunami hit Themyscira, leaving only the Amazons who had evacuated. The specialist concludes that Circe has clairvoyance, meaning she can't control the future, she just sees what will happen. Immediately, Waller orders Flag to take Creature Commandos back to Apocalyptic and eliminate Princess Ilana, but since Flag had a thing with the princess, he's disturbed and refuses to carry out such an order, forcing Waller to look for someone else to lead the mission. Meanwhile, Elizabeth tries to talk to Weasel. She shows him photos of several kids he supposedly killed, trying to jog his memory. It somewhat works. Weasel remembers the kids, and soon we're taken to more flashbacks of Weasel's past where he met those kids, and after they fed him, he started playing with them. Weasel chews up one of the photos, and just as the meeting ends, he is taken away while his lawyer vows to uncover the truth. This part with the lawyer is quite intriguing, and I have a theory that might make sense, but I'll share it later. In prison, Bride defends Nina from another creature who was bothering her. The creature threatens Bride, but she quickly takes it down, seemingly ending the other prisoner's life. Nina is grateful, but Bride says she only did it because she owed Nina for what happened to the two of them in Apocalyptic. Economos pops in and says they have a new mission. Meanwhile, Rick Flag Sr. is trying to head home while attempting to reach Ilana, but it's not working out. When he gets home, Frankenstein suddenly attacks him out of jealousy over his alleged relationship with Bride. Rick Flag had no idea why they were fighting since Frankenstein just kept saying she would never love him. Flag then manages to aim for Frankenstein's eye, and things start to calm down a bit. Another fantastic action scene, folks. This series keeps surprising us in that department. Flag thought the monster was referring to the princess, but once everything is cleared up, they both chill out and sip some tea together. Rick talks about the princess, and the conversation shifts to destined love. Frankenstein says he feels deep down that Bride loves him, and this gives Flag an idea to ask him to help with a mission. On the helicopter heading to Apocalyptic, Bride tells Nina that the mission is to take out the princess. Nina asks if she's done that before, and Bride replies that she has, mentioning it would just mean one fewer human and more space for monsters. Meanwhile, Weasel is snoozing on the helicopter, and we get a last flashback, the best and saddest one yet from Creature Commandos. Weasel is playing with some kids at a playground. A man sees him and freaks out about what Weasel might do to the kids. The man bolts home, calls the cops to report Weasel, grabs a gun, and heads toward the playground to protect the kids. One of the kids discovers a door to the school is unlocked, and soon they all go into play. They head into the basement, and chaos ensues. A kid playing with matches accidentally ignites some papers, but the fire spreads when it hits some drinks. The guy bursts into the place with his gun, mistakenly thinking Weasel is hurting the kids, and shoots, but his dumb move hits a fuel tank, causing a massive explosion. Cops arrive and see the fire taking over the whole school. Inside, Weasel wakes up and realizes only one kid survived the blast. He scoops her up and runs to get her out safely, all while a heart-wrenching soundtrack plays. James Gunn sure knows how to pull at our heartstrings. The police show up and immediately start shooting at Weasel. Here we see scenes from the episode's beginning where it's mentioned that Weasel took the lives of several kids, but this time we see those scenes from Weasel's perspective. He only wanted to save the girl but ended up getting shot multiple times due to his looks. Desperate, Weasel tries everything to find a way out but ends up attempting to leave through the front of the school, where the cops blast him multiple times, causing him to drop the little girl, and she loses her life from debris collapsing on her while he gets arrested. Guys, what a heavy scene. It's impossible not to feel sad watching that. James Gunn really outdid himself. I was super moved by Rocket Raccoon's backstory in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, But here he went even further. In the present, Nina asks what Weasel is dreaming about, and Bride replies he must be dreaming about chasing squirrels, wrapping up the episode. Once again, we got another great episode of Creature Commandos. All this around Weasel has me thinking that it's likely he'll lose his life without anyone knowing the truth and will continue to be seen as the monster who killed 8 kids. It's truly heartbreaking. This got me thinking about the lawyer who insists on proving Weasel's innocence. What if she's actually the kid the man aimed at right before he started shooting at the school? They really look alike. She might have escaped just as he began firing and survived the blast, being the only one who knows the truth but can't prove it. What do you think about that? This episode was fantastic. Besides the focus on Weasel, I also really enjoyed the apocalyptic future scenes. For you DC fans out there, I've put together a selection of products you're definitely going to want to add to your collection, and to grab them at a great price, just click the link in the description of this video. Now we have only 3 episodes left to wrap up Creature Commandos. Are you enjoying the series? What was your favorite moment in this episode? Comment below, hit that sphere, and subscribe to our channel. Turn on notifications for more videos about Creature Commandos and the DCU. To stay updated, be sure to subscribe with notifications on. Also, check out our videos for complete analyses of the previous episodes and our video analyzing the Superman trailer. Thanks for being here, and see you soon.